to the Elite Life Podcast with your hosts, Trisha and Kylee. Here, we guide you on a journey of personal and professional transformation, revealing the secrets to success. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, join us as we unlock the doors to the elite world of growth, grit, and grace. So, let's dive in.
Welcome, friends, to another episode of the Elite Life Podcast, your go-to podcast for navigating life's ups and downs, ins and outs, holidays, and regular days. I'm Trisha, and with me, as always, is my fantastic co-host.
I love that you feel I'm fantastic. My name is Kylee. That makes me feel so good. I needed that boost this morning. So today we're diving into a topic that's close to our hearts, and it's particularly important as we approach the holiday season: mental health and stress management during the holidays, because we all know how it gets.
It does. I mean, the holidays can be such a joyous time. Everybody loves the idea of
I think
them.
that's what it is.
And I think that in actuality, what happens is they bring a lot of stress and emotional challenges, some of which are our own fault because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
I will raise my hand for that. I'm guilty. Hi, my name's Kylee. I'm in my own way.
I know, but some of it is, it's family gatherings, it's gift shopping, it's pressure to make everything perfect.
It's inflation.
It's inflation. And we all feel it.
Yeah, that's right. So let's kick things off with a common issue during the holidays: strategies coping for holiday stress. And I feel this super hard because I'm one of those where I just put so much on my plate. And I am also one of those where my husband's like, all right, now what's your budget? We are setting a budget this year. And I'm like, forget your budget. I'm going to burn it in the fireplace and buy the kids all the things that they don't need that I'm going to scrape off of their floor in 3 weeks.
I mean,
I stress myself out.
I know, but and the thing is that's what we want to talk about. The first thing to remember is, like, you are not alone. It's okay to feel stressed.
Yes,
like,
we
you
are
are not
here
the
with you.
only one. The holidays are a time of increased expectations. So acknowledging your feelings is important. And one strategy is to just really try to set some realistic expectations for yourselves and others. Like, you do not have to be perfect. Not everything has to go perfectly. And
that's coming from Trisha, y'all.
Yeah. It's a funny thing because stress and chaos are my default emotions because I grew up in a stress and chaos household. So that's where, like, I kind of thrive at.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, around the holidays, I actually do a complete 180 and go zero stress and expectation and perfection. Like, I refuse to allow myself to get caught up in that, like, it has to be perfect. Like, me and Trent were texting back and forth about our holiday gift draw the other day. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. And he's like, blah, blah. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, none of it matters. Like, it's all the same family that we have all year long, all lifelong.
Yeah.
And if you get no presents, or you get socks, or you get, something amazing like Michigan football tickets, like, whatever you get, like, it literally doesn't matter, because, like, if you really want something, you can go buy it on December 27th. Like, none of it matters. It really doesn't.
Yeah, and setting realistic expectations is super important. Like, for example, I do minimal decorating. I'm not a giant decorator. It is what, and my daughter Casey, she's nice. She's like, how come we never decorate? We never put lights up outside. We never, I have, I'm not one of those women that has 4,000 boxes of Christmas decorations. I have 3 boxes, and that's already stressing me out. And I just set my kids' expectations. We put up our tree. We decorate the little shelf above the TV. We might put a few things on the wall, like change out the family photos for some cute little Christmas things, but my family expects that we are not decorating outside. It's just one more thing for us to do. So I set my family's expectations accordingly. Christmas morning, I'm not getting up. I'm not making eggs and biscuits and gravy and this and that and this and that. You get cinnamon rolls, we open presents. You're going to eat all the candy out of your stocking anyways. So don't feel bad, and make sure that you are setting your own expectations as well as the people around you.
Yeah, that's super important. And like, if you have family coming over, let them bring some stuff, y'all. You do not have to be like super Betty Crocker that you're going to make the whole meal and the appetizers and the desserts and all of this stuff. Because here's the thing.
Hosting is enough. Can I just say that out loud?
Yeah, and that's how I run parties at my house. Like, remember 4th of July party I had? I'm like, I'm supplying the house. Whatever y'all bring is what you guys bring. And everybody's like, what do you want us to bring? I'm like, whatever you want. If you want to eat it, I would say bring it.
And we had a good old time, too.
We had a good spread because everybody brought what they were comfortable with cooking or buying or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was tons and tons of food to go around. So, don't feel like you can't ask for help. People like to be helpful.
Yeah, it's the holidays. Give them an easy yes.
Yeah. I don't want to show up empty-handed. So be like, yeah, bring a side dish, bring a pie, bring a whatever. If I'm coming to your house, I want to have something to bring. So give me an idea of what you don't feel like cooking or buying or bringing, and then I can bring that, right? Ask for help. Be okay with everybody throwing in their time, their funds, their food, whatever the case may be, and make sure, like Kylee said, you're setting everybody's expectations. I tell people, you don't have to dress up to come to my house on Christmas. If you want to come in your jammies, come in your jammies.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm coming in the jams.
I don't want them to feel stressed out that you got to get your 16 kids' hair done perfectly and everybody has to match and everybody has to be dressed up and uncomfortable. I want you to be comfortable on the holiday. You should be enjoying it. Otherwise, it's going to lead to resentment and it's going to lead to burnout and nobody's going to have a good time. And then why bother?
Exactly. And that's to piggyback on that, I want to remind everybody to plan. Sit down and make sure you budget time to do the cleaning or the shopping or the prep work. And that way it's on the schedule and you have time for it. So you're not like me. You're not scrambling around at the last minute, throwing all the dirty laundry in the toys in the closet, and you're not just shoving everything into the dishwasher just to hide it. If you are hosting, make sure you plan to you make the time to do the cleaning that you want done. One thing that when I'm hosting, whether it's Christmas or just a summer party, the one thing I do not clean the floors before people come over. I don't do it because I'm going to have to do it after you all leave, after you've all worn your dirty feet and your shoes in my house. So again, just make sure you're planning. If you are prepping food, make sure you plan to shop and prep so you're not all stressed out 15 minutes before you got to leave. You're just pulling the casserole out. Oh my God.
Yeah, for sure. And when you're talking about setting those expectations, another good thing, I do this with our family all the time. I will grab Dave and Angelina and Trent, or if they're not all around, I'll do a group text. I'm like, okay, here is number one, the schedule of events. People are coming at 2, we're eating at 3, we're opening presents at 4. Here are my expectations. Angelina vacuum, Trent take out the trash, Dave do this. And then also delegating or hiring out what you don't want to do or what you don't like to do. If you don't like to cook, you can cater in a whole holiday meal. I used to, when I was younger, I used to spend the whole day or 2 days prior, scrubbing my house top to bottom. I now hire somebody to come in and clean my house before the party. I am not scrubbing floors. I am not scrubbing toilets. And the other thing is if I don't and, everything doesn't get dusted or you say the floors don't get clean.
No one's going to notice.
No one notices. Nobody ever says a word. Nobody cares. They're coming to have a good time and not have to cook themselves and host at their house.
Preach.
They're happy to be here.
And that is the gospel, y'all. That is the gospel. Those are really great tips. So let's move on and talk about managing anxiety and depression during this time of year. So here in the Midwest, we get less sun, we get more wind and snow. So we're spending less time outside, unless you're our family. We just live outside 24/7, 365. So we're being less active. So Trish, what are some tips that our listeners can employ to maintain a great attitude and high morale during the holidays when we're dealing with the stress of presents, we're dealing with the stress of finances, we're dealing with the stress of all this, and we're stuck inside with all the people that are driving us absolutely bananas?
Well, number one is definitely maintain your routine. So many people, they decide okay, I'm going to treat myself. I deserve to just rest and chill and not care about what I eat or what I do. Here's the thing though, it's super tempting to go on spur of the moment shopping trips and,
Don't do that.
Do this extra this and extra that and extra this and extra that. it's unrealistic and it's not good for your mental health or like your regular health, because you'll see these funny memes that come out and they're just like, I don't know what week it is or day it is. I just feel full of cheese and I'm ready to start my New Year workout plan. Like, you need to have a regular schedule. You should be still working out every day or staying active every day. Don't take on 16, 17 extra jobs. Like, it makes it so that you feel defeated, you feel tired, you don't feel like you're in a good groove, and that just really wears on your mental health. So keep your routine going. Keep waking up at the same time. Keep eating according to like a good nutritional plan so that you're fueling yourself well. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a Christmas cookie or you can't, but make sure you're treating yourself in the proper way. Treating yourself does not mean filling yourself with cheese and crappy food and
What is your
becoming a
thing
lump
with
on the
cheese?
couch.
Why do you hate cheese so much?
Well, it's always in all of the holiday memes that like I'm just full of cheese. And I think because like every holiday party you go to always has like the cheese and cracker plate or the cheese ball or cheese rolls.
Cheese balls are gross.
You eat mac and cheese. Like, so many holiday foods are like surrounded by cheese. So it's just like, that's what keeps popping in my head when I think of like holiday food and holiday memes and like how people feel around the holidays. Is they don't maintain any sort of schedule. They feel defeated. They feel like, I always also hear like all the parents like, I'm ready for my kids to go back to school. Like, you're excited for this time together, but then you let it get so stressful because you have no routine, you have no schedule, you're just like free falling, and then you realize that you feel like crap because everybody's running wild, nobody's doing what they're supposed to, you have no sense of accomplishment, you spent all your money, you go into January feeling broke, tired,
fat,
overweight, and
just
miserable.
said fat.
Like,
nice.
let's not do that. Like, let's not do that this year, guys. Let's not do that this year.
Yeah, and that's really, really important advice. And just to piggyback on that, I have a super hard time saying no, especially this time of year when like our hearts are full, you know, and of joy and thankfulness, and we just want to be helpful. So one thing that I'm embracing this year is saying no. Like, can you come to this cookie decorating party? No. Can you come to the school and help wrap the presents for the kids' school store? No. It's okay to say no. Like, Trisha has preached to me so many times, like, there are other people who do have the time that I don't have, or who do have the ability or the heart or the money. There are other people who will take on those positions. So be okay with saying no. And like, circling back really quick to food, one thing with me is my eyes get so big and I get so excited to eat all the food that they lay out. It's okay to just have a small piece of turkey or a small piece of ham. I've seen Trisha do it. And she'll be like, okay, here's my protein, here's my veggies, skip the carbs, skip the starches. So her plate is salad, green beans, protein, and maybe a little bit of Aunt Cindy's mac and cheese, maybe a little bit of Puerto Rican rice and beans. But like, you never go bananas and just stuff yourself sick. And that's one thing I'm really going to focus on. So check back with me on that.
Yes. I mean, and that's true. Like, I know a couple Thanksgivings, when I was doing 21 Day Fix, I brought my 21 Day Fix containers, and everybody's like, what are those? And I'm like, it helps me to be able to portion out my food so that I know, like, I can enjoy these foods, but I'm enjoying them in the proper portions so that I don't feel like trash afterward.
Because I think that's a huge contributor to stress and depression is, like you said, you're not maintaining your normal routine. You're not eating the things that you're normally eating or you should be eating, or maybe you're just eating way too much of it just because it's there. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I'm preaching to the choir over here. But it's something that my train just crashed.
That's okay.
Okay.
We understand. Eat good foods. Get yourself out there. Get active. It'll
make you feel better. That's what I was going for, is like you won't feel depressed. You'll feel accomplished when you're coming away from that party saying, I did good. I had one piece of cake. I had 2 cookies, but I ate my protein. I ate my veggies first. I filled up on all of those good foods first, and then I allowed myself to have a little treat.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you can be a positive contributor to the holidays or a negative one. Like, another thing I really like like to do is to get everybody together and do a turkey trot. So like you can do a little 5K, whether you walk it, your kids bike it, you jog it. But like we always like to do a little turkey trot. Like me and Dave, even when we traveled, we went and seen my friend Amanda in South Carolina for Thanksgiving one day, and we signed up for a race down there. And it was something fun to break up the holiday and get everybody out of the house, out into the world, doing something fun, getting those good chemicals in while we were jogging around. And it wasn't like anybody's running for a medal. It was just something that like made us all feel good, and we all did it together. So
I like to go outside and play with the kids, like especially if we have snow. I will fill our super soakers with water and food coloring, and so we'll not point it at each other and ruin our clothes, but like play in the snow, make snowmen. Like I love being active outside with the kids. So don't discount that. Don't forget to have those moments. Plus it'll wear your kids out and they'll go to bed after eating 14 cookies at grandma's house.
That is great. That's great. That's good advice. And, kind of transitioning, some people are dealing with, loss and loneliness during the holidays. Not everybody has family to go outside and play with. And grief and loneliness can be especially challenging during the holiday season. So it's crucial to acknowledge those feelings, allow yourself to grieve, connect with others during that time. There's lots of support groups.
Yes.
You can volunteer. There's so many spaces to volunteer.
That's such a great way to make yourself feel good and fill your cup. Like,
yeah.
I cry every time we volunteer and like pack meals or like hand out food to the homeless. Like there's so many ways, like if you don't have people in your family or maybe your family's across the country, there's so many ways that you can get involved in your immediate community to just fill your cup and make yourself feel good and get those serotonin boosts for sure.
Yeah. And if maybe you do have family or friends and you just can't get to them, like video calls and FaceTimes.
Yeah, COVID taught us those are okay.
Yeah, we did. I remember one Thanksgiving, we were around our table and we had the laptop set up and everybody, all the families were on the laptop. And so like the laptop was at a chair, like the rest of the family was there. And my brother and his family were on there and Nikki and my mom and everybody. And that's how we had Thanksgiving, was with a laptop at our table as part of the get together. So
yeah, everybody's doing the best that they can with what they have. So just roll with it, you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And it is hard when you lose someone around the holiday. I remember the year we lost my little grandma, and that was so especially hard because we always had Christmas Eve at her house, and it was Christmas Eve and she had died like I think maybe a month and a half prior. It was pretty close, and Trent was little and he came downstairs and we were getting ready for Christmas Eve service. And like I said earlier, or maybe it was another episode we did today, where Christmas Eve we always do the kids program and then we go to my little grandma's for dinner. Well, Trent came down and he's in his little suit and he's like looks sad, and I was sitting there like putting on my shoes and he sits on my lap and just starts crying.
Aww,
and I'm like, what's wrong, baby? And he's like, I'm missing little grandma, we're not gonna get to go. And then I'm crying, he's crying. And then for those of you that are on YouTube, you can see I have a blanket on my lap. We went to Dave's family's house for Christmas Eve, and this blanket my little grandma had made me.
Aww.
And the back of it over the years, because she made it for me in high school, and the back had worn off, and Dave had one of his aunts put a new backing on it for me because I always sleep with it. And he packed it and I opened it at Christmas Eve. So then I cried again.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole Christmas Eve of crying. But like it was okay because it got me through being able to handle Christmas Eves in the future better, because I didn't try to just stuff those feelings. I acknowledged them. I went through them. Trent went through them. It was hard. It's still hard. But now, like, my mom has my little grandma's house, and last year we finally did Christmas Eve again together there.
Yay,
so yeah.
I love that. So whether you are dealing with someone who's passed away or dealing with separation or divorce, just the tips that we have is just like Trisha said, let yourself feel it. Understand that, number one, you're not alone. Whether other people in your family are feeling it, like Trisha just shared with her and Trent, or whether that there's other people who are going through similar circumstances, just know that you're not alone. Give yourself time and space to feel those feelings. It is okay to sit on your bed and cry for a while. It is okay to take a walk and just be sad and feel sad. I remember the first Christmas after my Nana passed, it was it was really hard because it was one of our big holidays together. We always did Christmas Eve with my dad's side of the family and Christmas Day with the Apontes, and it was hard, and I had to sit for a few moments, and I just held her ashes, and I just looked at the picture on the wall that I had, and I just remembered her, and just I had to tell myself, like, she wouldn't want you to feel this way. Like, if you're dealing with loss and stuff like that, just understand that those people probably want you to go on and feel good and enjoy the holiday and just love on everybody.
Yeah, and the biggest part of that too, like, let's talk about self-care, because self-care is really important. I'm a huge advocate for self-care, and that looks different for everybody.
It does.
So, like, for me, I talked about, like, my self-care is making sure I'm, staying close to my food plan, and I'm fueling myself with good food. I'm staying active. I'm going on a walk or run. I'm listening to good messages. So, like, we don't want to stay sad the whole holiday season. We can let ourselves feel those feelings, but then let's get something positive in our minds.
But on that Christmas channel on Pandora, that does it for me every single time.
I always listen to the Christmas music while I'm wrapping presents and going through that. It might be taking a bath. It might be doing yoga. It might be getting together with other friends and making new holiday traditions that honor the person that's not there anymore. So make sure you do some self-care and you make some plans. Plan ahead. Like, this time is coming. It may be hard. There's going to be different stressors and things like that. How can you make plans to make it as good as it can be?
Yeah, those are good tips. Like, for me, I would say, like, self-care is getting to bed. Getting to bed at a reasonable time is huge for me. And I'm one of those where I'll stay up super late just doing one more thing. Before I know it, it's like 1 a.m. and I've been doing all the one more things. And sleep, I've really discounted over a majority of my life the importance of sleep and how impactful it can be on your whole day and your life and your mentality. So sometimes you just need to take a nap. Take a nap, y'all.
Sleep is really important. I wear this Whoop band, and that was one of the first things I learned from it was how sleep affects your body and your mind and your emotions. So remember that everything that you do or don't do is going to affect your mind and your emotions. So set yourself up for success. Reduce sugar. Sugar actually spikes the same chemicals in your brain as drugs. So you get that high and then you come down hard. So reduce your sugar intake. Get busy, moving your body. Drink some water. Take a nap. Do some hobbies. Wrap some gifts if you got them. Maybe you're just painting or coloring. That's super serene as well. Like, do some good stuff for yourself. So, all right, friends, as we wrap up today's episode, I just want to remind everyone, be kind to yourself. Do not compare your holiday experience to others, because social media is the highlight reel, y'all. What you see on there is not real. Everybody's perfect tree and their perfectly wrapped presents and their perfectly curated photos, including my own, probably started with a mom like me screaming, "Put on your Christmas jammies and smile or else.
Right.
I will throw all your presents in the fireplace." And then we all smile and look really cute on Facebook, and you all go, "Oh, that's really cute," right? But remember, we're all doing the same thing. So do not compare. Just because somebody else's looks all put together, I always make sure to also put up a picture of my wrapping, because it looks like a 1-year-old did it and it's completely awful, and I'm nowhere near perfect with anything. We are all winging it here, friends.
Yes.
We're winging it. We're doing the best we can with what we have. Be kind to yourself, take care of yourself and others, and try to enjoy this time.
Yeah, and don't forget to reach out to those that you care about at this time. A simple message or a gesture, a kind gesture can really go a long way, and it can really mean the world to someone who may be struggling, and you can fill your heart with joy.
Yeah.
Good. It's good.
All right, friends. Hope you found this episode helpful as you navigate your holidays. Remember, your mental health is just important as your physical health. Take care of both of them. Share this episode with a friend. Share it on your social media. Other people need to listen to it too and know that they are not alone. We thank you for tuning into the Elite Life Podcast. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you more great episodes every Thursday. Share the show. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today on the Elite Life Podcast with Trish and Kylee. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend so we can keep delivering you more fantastic insights on grit, grace, and growth. Stay connected with us on Instagram and Facebook, where we'll keep the ideas flowing to help you build a life you love and leave a legacy you can be proud of. Until next time.